You're not going to believe what happened to the stars of Season 6 of Married at First Sight Australia. Of course, it's hard at times to believe the show even exists. But of course, we all binged the season and the others since. But it seems that Season 6 might have been one of the most successful of them all. Today, we're going to take a look at the cast from Married at First Sight Australia Season 6 and see where they are in 2022. Let's get into it. The show. For those who don't know, because there are still plenty of them out there, Married at First Sight is a show that started off based on a Danish show of a similar concept and spread all over the world. The premise is simple. People who are tired of endlessly swiping left and right on Tinder talk to a group of relationship experts who take a look at their lives, their strengths, their weaknesses, their overall personalities, those kind of things, and match them with someone who should be their perfect partner. They might not be the perfect partner at first, but on paper, they should be able to make the other person happy long term. That's the plan anyway, and it's good that it is because the show begins every year by blind marrying the two to each other and letting them go on a honeymoon together, move in together, live together, and hope it works out. At the end of the show, or during it, the couples are free to decide whether to stay together or divorce there and then. If they get married, they will give final vows and become properly married, whatever that means. Season 6 was arguably the most successful, as some of the couples remain together even now. Let's take a look at the case from that year and how they're doing now. Cam Merchant and Jules Robinson. When Cam Merchant and Jules Robinson met on the show, they hit it off immediately. Once they had been matched, they actually made it all the way through to the end of the series without so much as even a bad word about each other. It was a real love story, and it seemed as though love's young dream was real when Cam got on one knee at the end of the season and asked Jules to marry him in real life during their final vows. They made it legal officially on a special episode of A Current Affair, but are they still together? Well, fans of the couple will be thrilled to learn that not only are these two still together, but they also actually welcomed their first baby, Oliver Chase Merchant, into the world on October 3rd, 2020. Jules said on Instagram, "It's a boy, healthy and beautiful, and my heart is full. We are home now and enjoying the love bubble and getting to know our little man Ollie, who has the world ahead of him." Martha Califorditis and Michael Benelli. Similarly to Cam and Jules, Michael and Martha decided to stay together during their final vows. But there were rumors that they had split up when Martha was spotted hanging out with an ex of hers. However, the rumors were squashed when it turned out they were really still together and going strong, with Martha admitting that they were more surprised than the rest of you guys, to be honest. Jessica Power and Mick Gould. These two didn't really start well, especially when Mick branded Jessica as fame-hungry and talked trash about her family behind her back. Of course, things hit a major hiccup when Jessica began an affair with fellow MAFS star Dan Webb. It was also rumored that Mick had found love with MAFS co-star Lauren Huntress after the pair were flirting on social media. In yet more twists, Mick was then linked to Dan Webb's ex Tamara Joy when they were spotted together in Melbourne on Tamara's 30th birthday. So no, Jess and Mick didn't stay together. Dan Webb and Tamara Joy. Well, it's fairly obvious in this case that Dan and Tamara didn't last, because we know that Dan went off with Jessica and Tamara was seen with Mick. Moving on. Lauren Huntress and Matthew Bennett. These two got in the papers because Matthew admitted he was a virgin and broadcast the moment he lost his virginity on TV. They split because Matt revealed that he wasn't actually attracted to Lauren. That's got to sting because it implies that Matt simply used Lauren to lose his virginity and actually didn't want to be with her in the first place, which is a pretty scummy thing to do. We can all agree. Of course, if you were a virgin and somehow still hadn't managed to ever lose your virginity before adulthood, you might choose to do basically anything you could to get rid of the big V2, right? Still, going on national TV and broadcasting it before saying that you don't actually like the partner is a pretty odd way of going about it. Jessica Power and Dan Webb. As we know, Jess and Dan got together behind everyone's backs and vowed that they would stick it out until the end. However, both were then struck with rumors that they had been cheating. They quickly broke up. Dan later confirmed that he had been the one to dump Jess, saying, "Me and Jess have split. Let's get that straight. We have broken up. There are allegations coming out that we're still together. She's saying we're still together. We are not together. There's no way I'm going to be dating that girl after the rumors and the stuff that's been sent to me over the past 24 to 48 hours. Well, you win some, you lose some. Mike Gunner and Heidi Latcham. Mike and Heidi started off badly, getting into incendiary arguments right away. At the post-finale reunion special, they announced that they had split. Right after the final vows, Heidi and I went back to the Gold Coast together, but it didn't take long and the wheels started coming off, Mike explained. Heidi spoke too, saying, "We got to the end and we got to the final vows and told each other that we loved each other. I moved everything to the Gold Coast and then it just went to shit. It was great for like 2 days and then it just went to shit. And then I haven't spoken to him since." Ouch. Sam Ball and Elizabeth Saubenoth. This one didn't last, as Sam quickly revealed that he was more into co-star in his basic. Lizzie then reappeared on MAFS a second time, hitting it off with Seb Goulis. Lizzie and Seb went the distance for a while, staying together and moving in together. But they have sadly now called it a day and moved on to other things. Susie Bradley and Billy Vincent. Susie was not a popular person, mostly because viewers judged her for making Billy cry, claiming he was lying. The pair split very soon after they joined the show. Susie is now with a rugby star but has vanished from social media, while Billy seems to be single. Innes Basic and Bronson Norrish. Bronson and Innes split after just a few weeks and left the experiment on their own. As we know, Sam Ball took a liking to her and asked her to pursue things IRL, but she rejected him. Ouch. Bronson, meanwhile, is happily in a relationship with girlfriend Haley Wallace. Mark Scrivens and Ning Surasiang. Mark and Ning went all the way to the final ceremony, but viewers' hopes were dashed when Mark called things off there and then. Ning was shocked to the core by this, but since then the dust has settled and the pair have revealed that they are actually doing well as friends, having had time to heal. Apparently they text often and both have new partners. It's nice that after such an explosive breakup, these two can act like adults and stay on relatively good terms with one another. It's important to move past the worst moments in life and try to take what good you can from them to help yourself live well. Cyril Jimenez and Nick Jovanovic. This is a couple that sure did give us some drama. After a rocky start, Cyril and Nick quit during the show's production. And now Cyril has a baby with the runner-up of Love Island, Eden Daly. Nick is seen in the gym a lot, but doesn't seem to have a partner. Melissa Lucarelli and Dino Hira. Our last couple for today was also the third couple to leave the show after struggling to find any kind of romantic spark between them. They're not particularly high-profile people anymore, and their social media seems to indicate that they are both currently single. So, there you go. It was nice to stroll down memory lane and revisit some of the best and the worst couples from Season 6 of Married at First Sight. Who do you like from the season? What would you have done differently?